This is Faith Channel, and today we will talk about allergies. So let us start with this group of diseases or conditions which are allergies. That because there are a lot of people throughout the world now who are suffering from these allergies, and they are still growing until will reach more than 80 to 90% of the people throughout the world, even in developing or developed countries. So the first thing to tell you is do not count on anybody to identify or to know your allergy. Do not count on your doctor or anybody. And you have to know, you have to identify all materials and all things that may cause an allergy in your body. And only you may know this, not your doctor. There are a lot of things that we can determine in laboratory by testing on your arm, a lot of things that your doctor can make this test of the arm test, and they put a lot of things that to check if you are allergic to some of them or not. But there is only 20 to 30% this test, it's not 100%. And a lot of things that your doctor cannot do if you have allergy to temperature change, or if you have temperature, you have an allergy to some other conditions, physical conditions, or some physical like electromagnetic field, and you have an allergy to the electromagnetic field that your doctor cannot know that. Only after doing a lot of research and investigation in the laboratory and at the hospital, they can know that. But it's not easy to know. But only you can know everything about your body, and only you can know all things that can cause the allergy to you. So in this episode, you know that our procedure is based on 3 principles, and the first one is to know the causes of the disease. And if you continue to ignore the causes of your condition, you will never be able to reverse it. This is very important to know, and you have to know this. You should identify, and you should not ignore all the causes of your disease, of your condition, of your allergy, because there are many types and many kinds of allergies. Today we will talk about allergies to external factors, to the environmental factors, which are the temperature change, and which are some dust in the air, some pollution in the air, and some gases also for people who are living in downtown, in the center of towns and the big towns, and with it crowded and a lot of car now, and with the exhaust gas from these cars, and there are a lot of people now, and the children are suffering from this pollution of the air, sure. And some dioxin in the air in many big towns throughout the world, and also you have to check if you have allergic to pollen from the plants in the season. In the spring, when the pollen now is too much in the fields and around the houses and so on, that you have to check if you have any allergy to the pollen, and also to the animal dander like cats and dogs, and also to the poultry feeders, and also to in the hairdresser. When you visit your hairdresser, you have to check if you have some allergy when we breathe, or you smell these small pieces of your in the work inside when you do when you cut your hair, and the small pieces of the hair you can breathe, and they can declench, and you can cause an allergy to you. But people should know this, and the ladies, when they go to the hairdresser, should also check with the cosmetics, and which some dyes which are using on their hair, and a lot of things like the rubber and plastic, and you have to check if you have an allergy to some molds and some insects also. Also dust and dust mites, and many things, many materials that when they come in contact with your body, they cause you an allergy or a reaction, abnormal reaction in your body. You have to check, and you have to know, and you have to identify, and do not forget it, and remember it at any time, that because all things, when you know all things that can cause the allergy in your body, and you can avoid them, and this is 90% of the treatment, or 90% for reversing this disease. So, but if you continue to ignore the causes, that you will never be able to reverse it. But because even with your corticoid, or with cortisol, so, or with your inhaler, or with some tablets, or injecting shot every 6 months or every year for the influenza, for instance, that you will live with it, will live all your life with it. And after 10 years or 15 years, you will get other heavy diseases, other dangerous diseases like cancer, or fibrosis, or a lot of them, or like kidney failure, or many diseases that you can get from using too much, and for a long time your cortisol or your medicines or your modern medicines, your chemical medicine, even traditional treatments that cannot be used for a long time and many times a day. So the frequency of the use of these things are very important for the reverse and for your body. Anyway, that you have to check when visiting a new place, or when you enter in another house, or anything that can cause the allergy in you, that you have to check it and ask about it, about this odor, what is it, at least. That because some perfumes may induce and may cause many allergies in ladies, but they don't ask why. So they are a nose, they are so watery nose, and they don't ask why, or they have some red eyes or swallowing lips or a lot of things, but they don't ask about it. They don't think about of anything about this. That you should check everything, and you should know, and you should pay attention. When you have an allergy, you have to pay attention to the causes that may declench and that may cause reaction or this allergy in your body. This is very important, like insects or like many other things, and anything that like food. We will talk about allergies to food in another episode, but in this one we will only talk about the environmental factors, which are temperature change. When you come back to your home, a lot of people, when entering, they take off the clothes immediately, but wait at least 10 minutes before taking off your clothes or your cover on the head. So like ladies, for instance, wait at 10 minutes and take a rest, and wait 10 minutes before taking off your clothes. That's because you can have an allergy, because the temperature change in your house may cause an allergy in you. And the morning, when you go to your car, do not use your heater in the car. That because so you will, when you arrive and will you open the door of your car, that you will low temperature outside, and you have a 25 to 24 degrees C in your car, and you will have a problem, because the temperature change is a problem now, and even for children when they go to the school. And when they arrive at the school, they take off their clothes immediately, and they all have a problem only by temperature change. These children, only by temperature change, they have a lot of problems. So you have to check any factor and anything that may cause the allergy in your body, even physical, chemical, or biological, or some now with some genetic causes. But we will talk about genetically modified organisms with food, and also with medicines and vaccines with food. But today, in this episode, we talk only about the extrinsic or the environmental factors that can cause the allergy in your body. So remember that nobody can do anything for you, and only you can do all things, and only you can know all things and all materials that can cause the allergy in your body, and you have to help your doctor just to find the right treatment and the right way to reverse this allergy, and forever if we can. So, but do not count on your medicines too, that because you will say that now with the development of the progress of the medicine, they have everything. They have nothing. They have nothing. They have only chemicals, and if you can use them frequently and many years, you will get other diseases and more dangerous than your allergy, like cancer, like fibrosis, and like kidney failures, and like a lot of problems in your body, like so osteoporosis. A lot of osteoporosis now are coming from the use of cortisol for many times and for a long time. So you have to pay attention to these things, and as I said in the beginning of this episode, do not count on anybody. Do not count on anybody for your allergy, but try to know it yourself and try to do something for yourself. Before you will go to see your doctor and check, and you will have your medicines, but there are a lot of things that you have to do yourself and not your doctor. So, and more than 70% in this group of allergies, more than 70% should be reversed by the patients themselves, not by the doctor. So many cases when you get a crisis, when you have a crisis, that you will go to the emergency and they will give you a lot of things, or oxygen and cortisol or iniventolin or a lot of compounds. Yes, also they will treat you, but for a short time, and this allergy can come a second and a third time and many times, and every time that you can get in the factor, in the material which can cause it, you will have the same problem and more, the same problem and more. That because when the allergy is declenched, it may grow until it will reach the asthma. You will get an asthma at the end. So if you don't know, and if you cannot know these causes, sure you will not avoid them, and you will use your cortisol and your treatment, so shots or vaccines or a lot of things, and then by time, so 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, you will get other diseases, other dangerous diseases that you cannot treat and you cannot heal. So this is the right way, and we are teaching you how to do and things that you should know first. And when you know these things, that sure that you will be able and you will treat it easily, and you will also live in peace. That's because you can get a crisis by night, at midnight, and when we visit another town, or when you visit your family, and so, and you have some problems with these allergies, and you will not really get fun. You will not have fun in your vacation or your so on a trip or your travel. You cannot have fun if you have problems with allergies. And from another country, if you go to another country, you have more problems. But anyway, you have to check everything first, and when you know it, that's sure you will avoid it, and you will live in peace, and you will live with no problem, inshallah. So until another episode, Assalamu alaikum, see you.